This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. What's going on? Today is Wednesday. It is August 24th. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. We're coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. I'm going to jump right in and say this. The Padres are playing a day game after a ridiculous loss last night against Cleveland. When I say ridiculous, I'm not talking about specific plays in the game or even performances in the game. I'm just saying that Cleveland is a team battling for a playoff spot in their division. So I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're embarrassingly bad. I'm just saying that you're home and you're supposed to win games like these. And the Padres season, I'm afraid to tell everybody here, is slowly but surely potentially spiraling south. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I know that Fernando Tatís yesterday talked to the media, and I saw some of the clips, but not all of the clips. I intentionally did not want to watch them all because I want to see them and hear them for the first time here on the show so that we can naturally react to them. But I am just shocked, man. I am shocked. And I shouldn't be. I should know better by now. It amazes me how if you're a fan of the Padres and you were a fan of Tatis 2 weeks ago and you couldn't wait for the kid to come back and play, and then he blows this whole season up again with his selfishness, his unprofessionalism, his entitled attitude, et cetera, et cetera. It amazes me, and again, it shouldn't, but it does, how many fans hear him yesterday sit in a dugout, apologize, and then immediately are like, all is forgiven. All is forgiven. Not me. I am not like that, man. I am not that obsessed of a fan to just go, hey, he apologized. He's really sorry. I love him. Can't wait to get him back. Not me, man. No way. To me, Fernando Tatis needs to actually show me action, not tell me words. Okay? He's got to come back and earn the trust of his team, teammates, the organization, and then the fan base. But for those of you that immediately are like, oh, that's so wonderful. He apologized. He accepted responsibility. Not me, man. I'm not telling you how to behave. I'm not telling you how to think. You do your own thing, man. But for me, I know what I heard yesterday did nothing for me. Because here's the reality. The reality is this guy with his unprofessional attitude told the Padres last season, screw you guys. I'm not getting shoulder surgery. I know more than you do. Then he went down to the Dominican Republic and he rode a motorcycle multiple times, broke his hand, didn't report it, shows up, has this surgery, and has been out all season, only to ultimately find out the guy's juicing. I mean, come on. Really? Like, he apologizes, which is, by the way, what he's supposed to do, what he's being forced to do, which is the right thing to do. And all of a sudden, you're back on the bandwagon? He doesn't have to earn any of it back. You just give it right back to him. You do you. I'll do me. I ain't down. No way, man. Grande, Brown Man, good afternoon from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. That's my first thought, is that I'm just shocked, and I shouldn't be, at how many fans that I see on social media, all is forgiven. What do you guys say?
I think it's funny that I take care of my kids situation applies to him, which is embarrassing for people. Like, he made a mistake. He wrecked what was supposed to be the comeback and basically the push toward the end. Why are people so quick to be like, well, he apologized, so I guess it's okay? No, because he's still not playing and they're still not scoring. So therefore, the reason why you were upset with him should still apply. Like, he's not your brother, he's not your son, he's not your friend. So what other reason do you have him in your life other than to watch him play baseball? And if you can't do that, then you should still be pissed at him. But if you want to forgive him, cool. I'm going to keep watching him score 2 runs a game.
How about 1 run a game or 0 runs a game?
Get this guy, get him away from the team, like the physical humans walking in the organization, all of them. Let him go back to the Dominican Republic and do whatever he does down there, because I really feel like he is a cloud over the team. And when he's around, it just seems very somber.
Okay. I will just say this. Everybody that immediately comes to his defense and goes, hey, he apologized and we're all good. You keep enabling that behavior because that's what you're doing, by immediately accepting him back into your good graces. But I know, Alex, you were shaking your head no when Browner said send him back to the Dominican Republic. No, I disagree. What I do is this.
Oh no, he's not allowed there.
Here's what I do is I say, hey, Fernando, see this person right here, whoever this person may be. This person works directly for the Padres front office. This person is going to be shadowing you at all times. He's going to drive you to doctor's appointments.
You guys didn't watch all 25
minutes. No, I did not.
minutes,
I told you.
right?
I very specifically did not watch it.
Tell.
Yeah, no. I heard.
I think you could just tell by what you guys are saying. You could just tell. I'm not on the I forgive him side, but you could tell.
I absolutely did not watch it. I saw
what
about
difference
it.
would it have made to me?
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it, Alex. I saw a 2-minute clip of him apologizing, and I'm like, I don't need to sit around and watch the rest of this. Now, I specifically thought to myself, I know we're going to play a lot of clips on the show, and I'd like to get like natural reactions. But no, I didn't watch the full 25 minutes. You tell us. You did you? Okay. So what is it that we didn't hear that we're like?
Well, he's definitely not going to be in the Dominican as much as he was. I think the Padres are going to have a very tight leash around him, for lack of a better term. I think that he was incredibly contrite while also not being totally honest. I think he's basically lost all leverage in the situation. So any type of remorse that he has may come off as disingenuous to some because he really has no choice in the matter anymore.
Right.
But I would say that there's a lot of information of what you guys are saying he said yesterday, whether it's by his choice or the Padres' choice. I think the Padres personally, and I mean, obviously actions are louder than words, and he said that over and over and over. He's like, I can sit here and apologize as much as I want, but I have to go out there and earn the trust back of everybody. But no, I'm not on the, all is forgiven. I think he's got a lot of work to do, and he himself knows he has a lot of work to do. And now I think that was what I came off as. You're always scared of someone not getting it. And that's been our fear with Tatis the entire time. For the first time ever, it actually felt like he kind of got it.
And he got you.
You can't shake your head because you haven't seen it.
Well, here's what I would say.
No. I didn't need to. I didn't. What do I need to watch it for? I know what he's going to say. He's going to apologize. He's going to appear contrite because he has to. Because he has to.
Did he feel contrite or did he apologize for the motorcycle incident? No. Like he that's my point. Is like he's had screw ups before where we've highlighted them on the show so many times about his interview in a house. Did he seem contrite then? No. About not having surgery? No. When he's like, which motorcycle accident? Did he seem contrite then? No, not even a little bit. Did it ever seem like he learned his lesson? Never. He was swinging bats in the batting cage. He was playing soccer on the field. He was doing all these things. And it never, ever once felt like he actually got the magnitude of his mistakes. And I'm telling you guys, after watching all 25 minutes, it actually feels like he kind of gets it now.
Okay.
I'm glad he got. Does that mean I now apologize for the routine?
Does that mean I now think that he's going to be a model citizen? Does that mean I now think that I forgive him immediately? Does that mean that I don't think he's going to make mistakes in the future? No. All I'm saying is, before you jumped all over my ass, is that he actually seems like he kind of gets it.
Well, here's what
That's
I would
all
say.
I said.
Here's what I would say. I'm admitting to everybody, I didn't watch all 25 minutes of it. I watched about 2 minutes of it. And here's what I'll say. I don't know if he was contrite. I don't know if he was remorseful. I don't know if he gets it. Here's what I will say. He came off as a guy who was, and this is my word, humbled. Humbled. Here's a guy who has been such an arrogant little dick. Okay. And the way he speaks to people, particularly when he's doing these kinds of media scrums in the dugout, where he's playing these little games. This is the new cool thing. I'm going to play these games. I've got $340 million, Mr. Reporter guy with the ridiculous gray hair, or you, Marty. I'm going to just be a guy who comes off as looking arrogant and entitled. And which accident? Which one? You tell me. Ooh, like, oh, I'm not getting shoulder surgery. No one's telling me what to do. I mean, this guy has been such a little jerk. And the thing is, we all accepted it because he was hitting home runs. But you see, once you are a jerk and you are unavailable for way too many reasons, to me, everybody else can kiss his ass, okay? He's a 23-year-old little jerk right now. When he comes back and he's been humbled and he starts to behave like a professional and he earns from his teammates, not from me. I don't mean any. I'm a non-issue. I'm a pimple on his ass, this kid, okay? I'm saying when he earns the trust of his teammates, who, by the way, have all said
How's
publicly
it
they've got
feel
his
to be on his ass?
sucks, man. It just sucks to be
Yeah.
a pimple on
Is he
somebody's
always like
ass.
picking? He's like
Well,
picking at
that
you
and
all
they
the
may
time,
you know,
popping it.
right, and you're sweaty and
Yeah.
stuff, and you just pop.
Yeah.
And that's me. I'm a little teeny tiny pimple on his tuchus.
Mhm.
All right. All I'm saying is this: he don't have to prove anything to me. He don't have to prove anything to you two guys. He doesn't have to prove anything to all of the chatlins that are watching right now in the YouTube chat. He don't have to apologize or get anything right with all the people that are listening on radio right now or watching on TV. Bottom line, the first thing he got to do is get humbled, which to some degree he has been because he's been humiliated. This is now the first time that he's had to come out and sit there and all these reporters are like, "Oh, you've been a jerk to me. You've been really super arrogant to me." Well, guess what? Now you've, as John points out, you lost your leverage. I'm not going to sit here and kiss your ass anymore. In fact, I got a job to do. And the job is to get from you what you have to say that I'm going to report and put out there for fans. Yeah, he better come off as humble, but he got to come back to his teammates, to his organization, and eventually to the fan base, even though the fans, they don't care. Fans are like, you brought me pleasure in my life. Oh, you're apologizing? Wonderful. You're back in my good graces. To me, this kid needs to be humbled. This kid needs to be taught about being professional. This kid can no longer be enabled. And it's time for the Padres to start treating him like what he is rather than being afraid of this guy. Oh, we gave him so much money. We better kiss his ass because he might not be happy and then he won't perform. This guy, I can't wait to hear a bunch of these sound bites, Alex. If you watch the whole thing, I'm guessing that the sound bites that you've pulled for us today are the ones that you thought were the most important. Let's hear them.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if they're the most important, but I mean, Tatis also isn't the first baseball player to test positive for PEDs. He's also not the first player to be in front of a camera apologizing for taking PEDs. He is not doing a sit down interview with like Katie Couric and trying to get all the sympathy, which I was like, I'm glad he didn't. You know, like what I mean by disingenuous and A-Rod comes to mind because I'm watching The Captain right now, that documentary on Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
And every time he opens his mouth, he's the most disingenuous person in the history of people. And I just remember him doing these 60-minute interviews and how disingenuous and fake and lying he came off. And like I said, I still don't think Tatis is being as truthful as he can be, but it felt genuine. And I felt like he was apologizing not just for PEDs yesterday. He was apologizing for 2.5 years of bad behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rewarded by the Padres with this contract that made things worse. Seriously. It just giving him that amount of money at that time in his life. And as AJ Preller has admitted, with not enough research done, they are part of the problem. Or let me rephrase that. They have been part of the problem. Now the question is, will the Padres be a big contributor to the solution?
And Tatis will never be off the hook for what happens this year. The Padres are not going to win a World Series this year. They're not that good. But when they don't make the playoffs, there's enemy number one on that list is Fernando Tatís Jr.
Right.
Like, that's straight up.
Right.
Like if they don't make the playoffs,
which by the way, right now,
they don't look like they are.
They're
I
not,
mean, every team that they're battling sucks, but they're not sucking any less than any other team right now.
Well,
and
but I mean, listen, you lose games to the Washington Nationals, you drop a game to Miami, you lose the opener against Cleveland. You know, they're playing right now. I mean, I'm telling you, Soto all of a sudden back tightness. People are like, what the hell? Why? And people were texting me last night from the game. They were there at Petco Park asking me, hey, do you know anything about Soto's back or about Soto? Why is he not in the lineup? I didn't know anything. I was watching it just like everybody else until they actually said what was
Twitter
going
had
on.
a field day yesterday because a picture on Sunday surfaced. It was Padres family day at Petco Park after the game on Sunday. And they had like everybody invited their family and they had like zoo animals and a bunch of stuff at Petco Park at the park. And there's a picture that surfaced of Juan Soto riding a camel. And yeah, lots of people had a fun time yesterday with back jokes and camels.
Wait,
about Juan Soto.
so this was a family day for the Padre players and their families, and they
Yeah.
brought a camel on the field. I've seen pictures of it, and if I'm being honest, like I saw it and I was like, what the hell are we looking at here? Like I really did not know what was going on. Alex, you'll show it to us. All right, so this is Juan Soto riding a camel.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I think from a Padre organization standpoint, to do anything you can to try and create great camaraderie, not just around the players, but around their families as well. Great. That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Having a camel on the field, I don't know what the deal was there, but hey, daddy, look, a camel. And Juan Soto's like, let me get up on that thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm not telling you that's why he hurt his back, but I'm telling you that people were having fun with that yesterday.
Yeah. In the meantime, Hassan Kim went crashing face first into a wall. And by the way, did you guys see any of this slow-mo video of that where there's a kid standing there trying to like make the catch? I don't know what this kid is doing. There's a net in front of him. And Kim comes blasting it and just destroys the dude. Did you see that video at all? Where they ISO on the kid?
No.
Yeah. I just saw it earlier today because somebody sent it to me. But yeah.
Kim's been pretty good, man.
He's been really good. And I think that, you see, that's one of those guys that now you root for him. You know, because he's come here and he's done everything you needed him to do in Tatis's absence, other than hit like 50 home runs that Tatis might hit. You seen that video now?
Not the ISO cam, but I'm watching the catch again.
Yeah. I mean, listen, look, I'm not like angry, like I know a lot of other people are. I just can't help but laugh at this whole situation. You know, like the Padres going into this season thought we're going to be great, and in the first half of the season they were good. And the whole thought was they're going to be really, really good when they get Tatis back. And then they go out and they make the trade of all time. And then only to find out that Tatis won't make it back because of his selfishness and his unprofessionalism and his entitled behavior. And then his father making things worse. And then the other Dominican players, you know, he's the face of baseball. They're witch hunting this guy. No, they're not. By the way, I don't know this because I didn't watch the 25-minute interview. We'll hear it. Did he lie? Did he continue to tell everybody that, hey, this was just a little cream for some ringworm? I mean, did he continue to hold on to that story? Really? That's still his story.
He said it was a skin infection.
So he took steroids for his skin infection. That's what showed up on his drug test, and that's why he's suspended for 80 games, and that's why he chose to not fight the whole. Why didn't he fight it then?
He did fight it, according to him, and the problem is he doesn't have a real team behind him. He has family behind him. Like I'm telling you, he addressed all this. I didn't cut it all out. I'm not going to play 25 minutes of it, but he talked about all of it. Okay. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I don't necessarily believe the extent of his explanations. But yeah.
See, it's one thing when you're a 23-year-old kid and you're really awesome and everybody loves you and the media is all petrified of you. You can get away with all this nonsense. But when you're a 23-year-old kid who, I mean, this guy doesn't have a PhD, you know, he's not a brilliant guy. So now all of a sudden you're around a bunch of people that want blood and they're coming for you. And you got to try and talk your way out of this. Good luck, pal.
He did admit what I've been calling him for 2 weeks now. He did admit he was stupid. So that was nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is never going to go away for him. Like I was talking to my father about this morning because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but my dad in his retired life, he drug tests baseball players. Did you guys know this? Ever tell you guys this?
I thought it was fighters.
No,
that was boxing.
He is a Florida state boxing commissioner, and he's a supervisor for boxing matches. But in his other part of his retired life, he actually drug tests baseball players. And so whoever is coming down to play the Marlins, my father gets a call. Hey, we need you to come down and drug test these dudes. This is unbelievable. They send a car for him. They don't even, he used to drive and get paid for mileage. Now they're like, we don't want to pay you for mileage. They send him a car, a driver, like as if the drug test guy is so important that he needs a limousine. So they send a Lincoln Town car to pick up my father. He gets driven down to the Marlins Stadium in Miami. He walks into the opposing team's clubhouse. He meets with the trainer. He tells him who he's there to drug test that day. And he does it. And the players are all pissed about it. No pun intended. The players are not happy about it ever, ever. And my dad, like he tells me, like they yell at him. And then they'll eventually cool down and apologize. Hey, man, sorry. I know it's not you, but, just my dad's like, dude, they will drug test him every day, everywhere he goes for the rest of his career as a result of this. I mean, this is what this kid has done to himself. This is what he's done to the Padres. This is what he's done to this fan base. And I think you're right.
Definitely don't feel bad for the guy. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how many people feel bad for him now.
No,
but when you say like this is what he's done to himself, then
yeah. But when, I mean, listen, when they don't make the playoffs, and I say when they don't, it used to be very easy to say their season's over, like right after the All-Star break. I can remember so many times Randy Jones saying to me, it's over. Forget it. Season's over. We're this close now to this season being over. And if they don't make the playoffs, like you said, this is public enemy number one. So while today fans are like, all is forgiven, when they don't make the playoffs, you'll be pissed again. All right, stick around. Let's hear what Tatis had to say. We have a monster show coming your way. We'll set it all up for you next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios with Grande and the Brown Man. This is Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Let's welcome back to Main Street Living tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Now, it might seem weird that we're having you on because it's not necessarily tax season right now, but what are some things that viewers can do to get ahead of next tax season?
Yeah, you're right. I apologize. I think most people would prefer to just forget about taxes for the summer, but yeah, if you have some downtime, always a good opportunity to kind of get ahead for next season. So really what I'm preaching is, just become more knowledgeable about your taxes. Everyone come tax season can benefit from having a little more knowledge and just being a little bit less stressed about the whole process of getting their taxes filed and getting them paid. All this information is available online, but it's really a mess. So it just gets back to my first point, just start with your own taxes. And then if you need to dig in on one or two issues, it's just a Google search away.
Gotcha. Google search away. Now, let's just say someone is interested, like Danielle is interested in becoming more knowledgeable about her taxes. Like, how should someone like her get started?
Yeah. So Danielle, you're interested. You should start with, your last year's tax return. So I'd say get out your last year's return. Form 1040s, going to be the first page there. And really look and see what lines are populated. And then, make sure you understand those roles. So if you have dividend income and you see, what's a qualified dividend, go in and figure it out. Likewise, if you see anything that's missing. So, a lot of taxpayers now are paying a ton in student loan interest. And then they look at their tax return and they go like, whoa, that's limited to $2,500. That would be a role that you'd want to dig in and really figure out how it impacts your actual tax return. When in doubt, save for retirement. It's either, for most taxpayers, it's either going to save you money today, tax-wise, or it's going to help you reduce your tax burden in the future.
Awesome.
So important. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adam. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, great friends. What's happening? It is Wednesday. Today is August 24th, 8/24. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media today. They call it Kobe Day because, he wore number 24 and he wore number 8. So, today is August 24th. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. with Grande and the Brown Man. This is Kaplan and Crew. Hey, for those of you that are listening on 1090 on radio, glad to have you guys here. For those of you that are the chatlins in the YouTube chat, we're so happy you guys are all here. Can't believe how many people contact me at night between 7 and 8 p.m. and say, hey, I'm watching you on TV on Channel 4 San Diego. That's awesome. And for everybody that catches up on audio podcast, we're glad to have you guys as well. But I will say one quick thing, because we're going to get back to this Tatis thing. Alex, it's really important today that we talk about this fantasy football situation that we brought up yesterday, because we gave out our email to the show yesterday, and we have received an overwhelming number of great friends who want to play in our fantasy football league. And we told you guys yesterday, we have a 14-team league, and we already have 4 teams spoken for. There's our commissioner, J.D. Diocampo. There is me, Alex, and Browner. And there are spots for 10 great friends who want to play in our fantasy football league. And we said this is going to be a lot of fun, because what we're going to do is we're going to get 7 Mile Casino and Torrey Holistics and everybody else involved. Just everybody that's a part of our ecosystem. We're going to grab gift cards from everybody, and we'll give away like $100 to the winner, like multiple gift cards, $50 for second place, $25 gift cards for third place. It's going to be a lot of fun. But there's only 10 spots. And I'm telling you, the response yesterday was shocking and overwhelming in a lot of ways. How many people want to get into our fantasy football league? So for everybody that sent an email, stand by, and we'll give it out again today. Because Alex, what were you telling me? You found a piece of software on the internet that can it can be like a like one of those ping pong ball.
It's a wheel.
Wheelies.
It's a wheel, and you put however many people are in are in it, and it randomly spins it, and then it picks one, and then once it picks one, you can remove that number and keep going.
Can all of this be done live on the air?
Do it right now.
Yeah, you can show it to us.
Yeah, so it's not like the prettiest looking thing, but let's say there's like let's say there's 60.
Okay.
Right? And then once you got your 60, I'll assign a number to everybody. We'll just hit spin, and then once it's like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, nice. Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
Or in our case, maybe it's Wheel of Misfortune, because you're going to be in our fantasy football league. Wow. Number 60 was selected.
Right. And then I'll remove it, and then we'll keep going.
All right. I like it. I do. In fact, now's a good time. Let's just give it away right now. If you want to join the Kaplan and Crew Fantasy Football League, all you have to do is email us. The email is simple. Show, SHOW, @kaplanandcrew.com. Now, I received some people yesterday that sent me messages and go, dude, I keep getting my email returned because you misspelled the words. I looked at people were like,
plenty of emails.
Dude, people were like, I can't get through. It keeps getting sent back. KAPLIN. That's the way they were spelling it. I'm like, no, dog. KAPLAN. ANDCREW. KaplanandCrew.com. You want to play in the Fantasy Football League? Send us an email. We're literally randomly selecting 10 people. You just saw how Alex is doing it, Wheel of Fortune style. So get us your email. We'll give you your name, an assigned number, and then we're just going to randomly pick them. And then we're going to pick 10 people who are going to join our Fantasy Football League. We're glad you guys are all so interested. Believe me, I'm flattered. I really am. I am. Hey, before we get to this Tatis stuff, I just want to say one thing, which is this. This Saturday, I want everybody who's watching and listening to join me and Browner at Lexus San Diego off the 163 and Kearny Mesa Road. We've got tons of food, all free. Padre hats, free. We've got the Swingin' Friar coming by, the Padres Traveling Museum, the Pod Squad, a Manny Machado official game jersey. But I'd say the biggest giveaway on Saturday is going to be 4 tickets to the Padres versus the Dodgers on September 27th and a parking pass, but you must be present to win. So it's coming up this Saturday. Listen, it's going to be a lot of fun. 163 in Kearny Mesa Road, Lexus San Diego. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Free food.
You hear that, Browner?
What?
He's dissing your boy, man. He didn't even mention the Will Myers bat and ball.
Listen, man, Will Myers came up big last night with a clutch hit. Will Myers don't need that. There people going to get that. They're going to see the Will Myers material, and they're going to be like, oh, Will Myers, give me that. I want to win that. Put that top of the bracket.
Will Myers, I would like to know which bat and ball we're getting from this game used Will Myers. Was it a strikeout? was it a hit? What did he do with that bat?
Yeah, let's find out. Well, we're gonna see it all on Saturday. So it's me, Browner, the Friar, the museum, the Pod Squad, free hats, free food, possibility to win tickets to the Padres versus the Dodgers and a parking pass on September 27th. All kinds of swag. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lexus San Diego, 163 Kearney Mesa Road. We'll see you guys there Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Be there because we will be. All right. Alex, Browner and I have admitted that neither of us watched the 25-minute Fernando Tatis media gathering. Yeah. I watched about 2 minutes of it. I heard what he had to say. I really didn't feel like I needed a whole lot more. I definitely knew we were going to listen to it here today on the show. So I wanted to have like natural reaction.
Yeah.
Because again, I just want to tell you where I'm coming from. I am not accepting this apology yesterday as, okay, he apologized, all good, no problem. No. This guy a year ago told the Padres as an organization, I've already got my money. Don't tell me to get shoulder surgery. This guy told the Padres in the offseason, I don't really care that much about my teammates or about the season because I rode a motorcycle, got hurt, and didn't get my hand fixed and didn't contact everybody. And if you're going to tell me about the lockout, I'm going to call BS on that. You're a $340 million baseball player. You know how to contact doctors. And by the way, I'm calling
June,
BS.
By the way.
Okay, thank you. I'm calling BS on the whole ringworm thing too, which I'm not suggesting that he didn't have it. Maybe he did. But that's not why he failed his drug test. I mean, if you're a $340 million baseball player and you get ringworm, the first thing you do is you call the team doctor. I mean, if you have a runny nose, you call the team doctor. If your fingernail hurts, you call the team doctor. If you have diarrhea, you call the team doctor. It is inexcusable what he has done. And one day of apologizing for 25 minutes, I don't just go, okay, we're good. Now, a lot of you do. That's your deal. Not me. Not me. Look at Browner. Look at that face. Apparently not you either. Hell nah.
I just, I know too many athletes. I've seen some never done bad things. The idea that he is contrite and would still tell you it was a ringworm issue is just cool, man.
Yeah,
Play the audio.
let's perpetuate the lie.
Let's see this Oscar.
Remember, I told you guys on Monday. Well, I'll play it, but I told you guys the Monday after he tested positive Friday, or it came out. I was like, I want to believe the ringworm story because I prefer my $300 million shortstop to be an idiot as opposed to being a steroid user. Like, I really want to, but I'm really having a hard time believing that.
Right. I'm telling you right now, dude, if you are a baseball player and you're making league minimum and you get ringworm, you call the team trainer.
Especially
you call the
in
team
June and July when you were around the team, when you weren't in the Dominican, when you were around the team rehabbing your wrist. What are you doing?
Everything he has done has been a big FU to the franchise. I'm not going to get shoulder surgery. You don't tell me what to do with my body. I'm going to go ride a motorcycle, get hurt, and not tell you. I'm going to go home in the middle of the season, get ringworm, and listen to my father, Dr. Tatis Sr., tell me what cream to use for ringworm. I'm never calling the team doctor for anything. I'm not listening to the team trainers for anything. It has been one giant FU after the other. One after the other. And no one has said a thing to this kid because he's such a good ball player. And we've already given him the money. And we don't want to upset the guy. And now the Padres got to treat him like a child. And they should. And they should have.
Here is the probably what you saw, his intro, his opening remarks.
I would like to start this day, yes, by saying I'm truly sorry. I am really sorry. I have let so many people down. I have lost so much love from people. But I failed. I failed to all of them. I fell to the front office of the San Diego Padres, Peter Seidler, AJ Preller. I have failed to every fan of this city. I have failed to my country. I have failed my family, parents. I'm really sorry for my mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. Excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt, Fernando. Quick question for you here. When you say you failed your parents, really? Did you?
Which one?
Because I just want to understand something. The story I've heard so far is your father prescribed this ringworm medication, and so he's the one who told you what to use. How did you fail them? I mean, didn't they fail you? And by the way, I didn't hear it there. I know it's just the opening, but I let the city down. I let the fans down. Peter Seidler, AJ Preller. How about your teammates?
Yeah, he says all that stuff.
Okay. He eventually gets there?
Yeah, I didn't want to play all 25 minutes, you know?
No, I got it. All right, so there's the introduction. There he is. Oh my gosh, I'm not the same guy I was last time I was here. Last time I was here, man, I was wearing my cool glasses. I was wearing my cool, colorful headgear. I was sitting up here like the king of the world. You guys can all kiss my ass. I'm so much better than all of you. And now it's like, I'm so sorry. I failed everybody. I'm so sorry for my mistakes. What mistakes? Which mistakes? Because I'm glad you used plural, because there's a lot of mistakes. Okay, Alex, what else would you like to play here today?
I'm just gonna play.
A lot of work to do. It's gonna be a very long process to gain everybody's trust again, to gain that love back that I have stabbed straight to the heart, to every fan, to every baseball fan. And I'm learning, I'm maturing. I've been dealing with a lot, but still, there has been no excuse for every mistake that I have made.
Fernando, a lot of fans don't believe you. They don't believe that this was a mistake, that it was something more malicious, especially what we've seen with people saying things before and testing positive. What would you say to those fans who don't believe your story?
That I'm going to give them a story to believe in me again.
Come on. Yo, come on, man. What we? Oh God,
I'm learning.
I almost cursed.
I'm maturing.
Oh,
please feel sorry for me. Please feel sorry for me. I'm only 23. I'm not from this country. I didn't know about these things. Please feel sorry for me. Please.
Oh my God.
Please. I know I've stabbed you in the heart, but please feel sorry for me. Gosh, I'm such a lovable, believable guy. I please feel bad for me. I'm young. I'm learning. I'm maturing. Please feel bad for me.
Please listen. Just be good at baseball when you come back, dog. You're gonna give them something to believe again. That sounds great as a campaign slogan, my brother. Just come back and play baseball, man. This whole thing was so unnecessary.
Wait till he comes back and he doesn't perform the way he had. You know.
Oh,
wait till he comes back.
Hope he does,
and he just isn't quite the same hitter that he once was. You know, and you're like, well, you know, he's only hitting 250 with 20 home runs this season. Gosh, I guess
he'd be the Padres' second best hitter.
Yeah, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
With those
sounds great, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you didn't pay him $340 million to hit 250.
No, but I'm saying that's how bad the Padres are right now. Like, that sounds pretty good. Someone's hitting 20 home runs. Damn.
Yeah.
This press conference was for people who already had forgiven him, so they can have something to parade around. And the people like me who just want to just move on until he comes back, this wasn't for us.
Here's more.
All the resources you have, why didn't you reach out to someone on the Padres to make sure this is something you could take?
It was a stupid mistake.
Great question.
It was me being reckless. It was me not going to the people I know they can help me. And I'm regretting all of that. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, there's no excuses, and there's no other one to blame other than me.
Who's
Great.
that guy on his left?
I don't know who that is. Great question, Marty. Glad you put it to him.
You're going
It's the
you know,
Padres
full
PR
Stevie
stuff.
Wonder.
Padres PR stuff.
Yeah. Well, hey, Marty, good question. You heard her.
Best question so far.
Yeah. Why would you not call the Padres medical team? Why would you rely on your father, according to the story, that he's got some good cream? Like, hey, no problem. Hey, Dad, what is that? You're like, well, what are we putting on here, Dad? You know, because hey, Dad, before you put that on my neck, you know, I should maybe consider calling the Padres team doctors and ask them, hey, what do you guys suggest for ringworm? I got some.
Quit being so rational. Damn.
I know.
I'm so tired of you guys being rational and basic with your critique of Fernando Tatis.
Do you have more audio?
What's next?
I feel like we have health-wise compromises that we're gonna check boxes. Moving forward, looks like I'm gonna have surgery on my shoulder, and I feel like I'm gonna be spending a good time here in San Diego during the off season, where I'm gonna spend most of the time, and I feel like we have a really good plan moving forward.
What made you decide to have? What changed your mind on the shoulder surgery?
I was feeling a little bit coming back. I wasn't my best version out there. A couple games I got in double A. I was thinking and not diving head first, not doing this certain type of movement. And I feel like when I come back and start everything all over, I need to be 100% so I can do what I know what to do.
Anybody have a follow-up? Like, well, why didn't you think about that last year? What's changed from last year where you defiantly told everybody, screw you? In Espanol, by the way. Hey, I didn't have
compromises.
I didn't have
make compromises.
I didn't have a press conference here. I didn't speak to a reporter here that the Padres PR staff set up for me. I went off campus. I went to my house. I spoke in Spanish to a reporter that had nothing to do with any of you people here right now. I set up a big PR thing so that I could tell the Padres publicly, not face to face, but through the media, I'm not getting shoulder surgery. Why now? Oh, because when I went down for my minor league rehab assignment, as I was preparing to come back and play, I could feel it again. Well, that's what everybody told you a year ago. That's when you told everybody, no, I'm going home. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to go ride motorcycles and dance around the Dominican Republic, like all of his Instagram videos would show you. Wow. Now I'm getting shoulder surgery. Now Peter Seidler looked at me and said, you're going to start understanding something, young fella. You work for us. Okay. Yeah, we gave you a $350 million contract, 340, whatever it is. But ultimately, you work for us. And while you may think I'm getting that money no matter what, let's go battle it out in court somewhere. Let's have the players union defend you, and we'll just void the contract. You're getting shoulder surgery because when you come back, there is no excuse. Don't come back in 20 games into the season. All of a sudden, my shoulder hurts again. So wait, you missed the whole season. You're suspended 80 games. You come back, your shoulder's hurt. Now you're going to miss another 20 games. You will do what we tell you to do going forward. I like that.
What is Tatis going to look like in spring training? Because he's allowed to play spring training, but then he'll be gone for. If the Padres win the World Series, I think he'd come back like April 5th. That ain't happening. But I think if the Padres miss the playoffs, I think he comes back like May 5th. So he didn't play baseball all year except -4 minor league rehab starts. He didn't swing a bat since December. That's when he broke his wrist. Now he's not going to swing a bat because he's going to have shoulder surgery until who knows when. Like, so the reality of Tatis not looking like a 300 hitter with 40 home runs is going to be very, very much real. Yeah, because he's not going to be able to play baseball, fully play baseball for over a calendar year by the time he comes back to spring training.
I bet you Peter
it's not
Seidler
gonna
right
be
now.
pretty, man.
Peter Seidler is probably looking at AJ Preller going, dude, you know, you just saved your ass with this Soto trade. But let me tell you something, man. The fact that you and your scouting department did not know enough about him that we gave him that amount of money And now we're going to go do research. Now we're going to go look into all of this different stuff. I'm telling you, if I were Peter Seidler, man, I would be so pissed at AJ Preller. Seriously. I mean, I'm keeping Tatis is responsible for what he has done.
Correct.
But we wrote the check because you got him. You told us how great he was. We put this deal together, and now look where we are. Amazing. Truly amazing. All right, coming back. Here's what I want to talk about next. Why do fans immediately forgive? I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Stick around. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Rome comes home. Yes, I said it. You can now catch the Jim Rome Show Monday through Friday, noon until 3 p.m. on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Back to San Diego, where it all started, on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Southwest Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
The 2022 San Diego Loyal season continues. Live on Your View and YourView.com. Watch your San Diego Loyal take on Monterey Bay FC Saturday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. Support the San Diego Loyal as they continue their bid for the 2022 USL Championship. Monterey Bay FC versus the San Diego Loyal, Saturday at 7 on Your View.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your San Diego Padres baseball updates.
The Padres were without Juan Soto on Tuesday night due to a late scratch for back tightness. Soto said his back flared up during a session in the batting cages before the game. Soto is not expected to play Wednesday and will be evaluated after the off day on Thursday. Brandon Drury was ejected for the first time in his career in the Padres' 2-1 loss against the Guardians. Drury argued a call in the fourth inning and after a short exchange was ejected. Also on Tuesday, Fernando Tatís Jr. announced he would be getting shoulder surgery. This was a surgery that Tatis was initially going to undergo last offseason, but he opted out. Tatis was expected to make a return soon after his left wrist surgery earlier this year, but he was suspended after testing positive for a banned substance.
That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and YourView, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox YourView? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox YourView. Hey to all the great friends out there that watch on Cox YourView. You might be in San Diego, Orange County, LA, Santa Barbara. We're happy to have everybody here. What we love to do in this time is it's a Cox exclusive. This is stuff you're only going to see here on Cox. Not going to hear this on radio on 1090. Not going to see it on our YouTube channel. Not going to hear it on any of the audio podcast platforms. This is just for you guys that watch on Cox YourView. A really big show coming to the Scottish Rites Event Center in Mission Valley in San Diego. If you love trading sports memorabilia or buying or selling, this is going to be the place for you. It's coming up on August 6th and 7th. And here's the guy running the entire operation. Here's Joe Oliveri, known to his friends as Joe O from SD Collectibles, who's running this show. Hey, Joe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Scott. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Let's talk about this. Tell us about why people need to know about your show, SD Collectibles, on August 6th and 7th.
Well, we have a great show coming up August 6th and 7th at the Scottish Rite Event Center, like you had mentioned, right there in Mission Valley. We have over 130 tables that'll be at this show. We also have Paul Lowe signing autographs on Saturday. We have Steve Garvey and Raleigh Fingers, which will be there on Sunday doing in-person autographs. We just have a really great collection of some of the biggest and best of the community, the card collecting community, coming out there August 6th and 7th, showing their cards, showing their collectibles. There'll be a lot of memorabilia out there. And really what we look at it as is something for every collector.
Yeah, when you say every collector, is it, from what I understand and looking at the website, sdcollectibles.com, it's not just purely sports cards. Is that right?
That's correct, Scott. We have sports cards, memorabilia, autographed items, quite a few unique autographed items and memorabilia. But we also have Pokemon, a large selection of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering. There'll be vendors there that have comic books. As I mentioned, there's several autograph signers that will be there. We also have JSA, which will be on site for both Saturday and Sunday, doing in-person authentication, same-day services.
Well, that's awesome, because for me, the one thing I know I'm most interested in, and I know a lot of people who are watching right now have the same thing. If you've got a piece of sports memorabilia that you are willing to part with, but you don't have authentication, like I have this Marshall Faulk football, the year that he broke the record where he was over 1,000 yards rushing and receiving for the Rams in 2000. I've also got this basketball sitting right here that is signed by every Los Angeles Laker of the 2002 World Championship team. So Shaq, Kobe, Phil Jackson. I don't really honestly know if they're authentic. I think they are. It's just I don't have the paperwork. So I can bring this stuff to your show and get it authenticated on site. Is that right?
That's correct. You can bring your autographed items, whether it's memorabilia such as those basketballs, footballs, baseballs, bats, cards, photos. You can bring them right to the show Saturday or Sunday. Stop by the JSA booth. Chris would be happy to help you there. He'll be on site with his team, and they can authenticate different items that you have that have autographs so that you can find out, one, if it's real. And two, it just gives it that much more value when it is authenticated.
What if I get it authenticated and I want to sell it? Is there a way for a private person like myself? I say private, I mean, like, I'm not in the business. Can I sell this stuff?
Yeah, you sure can. There's a couple different ways to do that. I mean, obviously there's some online ways to do that take a lot of time and a whole different set of really procedures. But one of the great things that you can do, we have tables available and we have options for everyone. We do have some vendor tables available, 6, 8, and 12-foot tables. You can bring your items down there to sell. You can bring your cards, your memorabilia, and so on. If you have some memorabilia items like you're showing there, Scott, you can get them authenticated right at JSA, bring them over to your table, and you can put them out there for all of the attendees to see and see if you can make a deal on selling it or possibly trading it for something that you have a little more interest in.
All right. Well, while you're talking, I know Alex is putting up on the screen for everybody the website. It's sdcollectibles.com, sdcollectibles.com. Information about where, when, who's going to be there signing autographs, how you can get authenticated, how you can buy a table and space if you want to sell your own collection. Joe, this is going to be a fun show. This is going to be really cool. Give us any final thoughts, things you need people to know before you roll.
Well, one of the great things is it's a family-friendly event. When you come to our shows, you'll see a lot of people, both the parents and the kids, showing them around because there's something for everyone. There's bargain boxes of cards that are anywhere from 50 cents to $1 up. And then if you're one of those bigger collectors that likes to find those unique cards, maybe those graded cards, those Gem Mint 10, there's going to be thousands and thousands of those on display, as well as what's called the trading card game, the TCG, with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and so on, comic books, as I mentioned, autographed memorabilia and such. If I could give a special thank you to some of those in our community that have helped support our event. Stacked Packs, big supporter and sponsor of our event. Poke Familia, J-Lo Collectibles, SD Sportsmen, and OC Dugout. Those folks really helped support our event, and they'll be at the show. So if you have an opportunity to come out and attend, come by and say hello to those folks that have vendor tables set up.
Joe, it sounds like it's going to be a great event on August 6th and 7th. The website is SD Collectibles, and we'll see you down there. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
The NFL lives here. If it's about the NFL, you found the right station. Join 1090 every Sunday during the NFL season for the exclusive SoCal home of not one, but 2 NFL games every Sunday during the season on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Home of Guiding Hands helps San Diego community in that we're a resource for families. A lot of times when families first identify that their child, their loved one, might have an intellectual or developmental disabilities, they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And we're here to help guide people through that process, to show them what a thriving life their loved one can have. It's a passion I share, having a daughter with a disability.
I really love the place that I live at. Because of Home of Guiding Hands, I was able to move out of my parents' house and into a beautiful home that I love living in. And so if you have an independent living service coordinator, they will help you learn more about being independent, and they help guide you through different things. They've helped me with lots of encouragement and love. They've also given me an ILS worker who is an amazing person, and I love her so much. She's great. I could tell you the first, week or so, I wasn't feeling very confident in myself. The first couple of nights I was like, oh, this is scary. But I look back on it now and I'm like, this is so easy.
Main Street Living celebrates diverse abilities in partnership with Home of Guiding Hands, supporting the special needs community for over 55 years.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.